What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the best women's boxing show, period. I'm Cynthia Conte.
And I'm Giandra LaBeouf. The best women's boxing show, period, is now on Netflix. Okay.
Oh,
That's just not like that, but we were on Netflix.
we were featured, and you guys have to watch it. If you guys did not watch it live, or if you didn't even watch it, just go back and watch the part where Max Kellerman shouts out Giandra. Like, those are some good boxing questions when she was asking the undercard about questions to Steven so-called Nelson, and I can't remember who else, but they were legit boxing questions. And I don't know, you could possibly hear me. I'm like, that's my girl, Gianna from Best Women's Boxing Show, period.
No,
Come on.
the most fun part about that too is you asking your good questions too. They love that with Bud, and we were talking to Bud and Canelo at the main broadcast and asking them about their specific title reigns. Wonderful question. Definitely of the magnitude of the event. Great putting product placement in the question. Well done. But even on top of that, just think, not only was it streaming on Netflix, it was also streaming on the WWE channel.
Crazy.
That's really crazy that our little, baby, I guess it's a toddler now, maybe.
Yeah.
Our toddler was on the big boys and big girl TV. So that's pretty cool. Shout out to
You know what? But I do have to say, like, even what's his name? LaShawn McCoy, he's on Inside the Ring with Max Kellerman, where he was like, you guys asked really good questions. And because if you guys, at pressers, we always hear, how's training camp? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? You're gonna
what
be on
was it
Netflix.
like?
Like, come on, fucking, like, sorry, but like, ask them like questions with balls. With balls.
Cojones.
Honest, it's Canelo and Crawford. Like, we already know that their training camp is good. And even if it wasn't good, you really think they're gonna say it was bad? Come
Right.
on. That is
I
like
like that.
media
Didn't Bud say something?
101.
Didn't Bud say something funny like that during the presser when he was like, "Oh yeah, I hurt my shoulder. Don't tell Canelo." Like, oh, you know what's so funny? We talked about this before when I came back after my birthday. Now my little tequila is even more sad. My tequila that
Oh,
says Saul, not Canelo.
oh my God. Oh yeah, it does. I love that. Too bad, like, if we had a one-on-one and be like, Saul, you have a fan. But he signs his name Saul, not Canelo.
Wow, what a weekend. Great weekend for us as a platform, but wow, what a weekend for fight fans. The way this fight,
Wow, yeah.
to be fair, I thought Crawford was going to be victorious, but what locked you in the most? Was it the way it ended? Was it their post-fight reactions? Like, what do you think? What captured you the most during this whole everything, the build up the
Okay.
fight?
I think what captured me the most, because everyone was like, it's a 50-50 fight. And we said that about Spence and Errol. And until fight night, when we saw them in the ring, is what captured me, because I couldn't believe Crawford was able, he didn't dismantle Canelo like the way he did Errol Spence. It's the way he worked Canelo, and Canelo couldn't get his shots off. He took away, like, even for Saul to say in the presser that he couldn't figure out his style. And I don't
Right.
think at one point, and I may be wrong, but I watched it back, but I don't remember ever seeing Crawford ever going orthodox.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
so either. I've never seen Bud really eat punches from people.
My God.
Honey, he was eating them punches from Canelo. He showed you, well, they had the headbutt and all that, but
Yep.
wow, just when you think you've seen all these incredible aspects to Crawford's fight style,
Yeah.
nobody was questioning his chin or anything like that.
Nope.
But to actually see it, my God, wow,
Yeah. Because we were
wow.
sitting right next to each other, and we were like, whoa. And I remember I told you, Jay, like, towards the end, because Saul looked so tired. And every time Canelo would just get in and do a couple combinations, Crawford would fire back 5-8 punch combination round.
Yeah,
It was so fast. And I was like, Jay, I think he could have gotten knocked out. Saul,
yeah.
towards the end, he looked really tired. His arms were down, and his legs, I don't know, but Canelo, great to him. Kudos to him. He never took anything away from the win for Crawford. He was like, he was the better man. And
Absolutely.
Deandra, where does Crawford go from here? Because allegedly there is a rematch, but would you want to see a Crawford versus Canelo too?
I don't know that I would want to see that fight like that. I agree with the notion that he didn't blow Canelo out, but I don't think it was a close victory. There's some people who saw it close, and I respect everybody sees what they want to see. And we all have our bias goggles on to a certain extent. But I just felt that by Canelo himself saying that he couldn't figure out his style tells me right there he don't want no more of that.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Just like kind of like the Bivol fight. He didn't want that. He didn't want that again. I think Canelo has a clear path now. He can do the Benavidez fight, win or lose. It's going to make him a shit ton of money, so he's good. But as far as Crawford goes, he's just so heads and shoulders above everybody else from 168 down. Well, within his range, 154 to 168, I just don't see anybody messing with him at all.
Okay, so remember in the press conference, they asked what about Boots, and he's like, nah. And Boots, Jaron Ennis helped Canelo get prepared for Crawford. So if Canelo couldn't take out Crawford, I doubt Boots will have any luck. But
Mm-mm.
he mentioned possibly 160. There's Janabek, Erislandy Lara, and Carlos Adames. He
Mm-hmm.
could possibly easily clean out the 160 division, become a four division undisputed heavyweight champion. Like it's infinite for him, but he ain't going up and he can't go down anymore.
Of those three people, who would you want to see on Netflix?
All right, well then it could be on Netflix, YouTube. I don't
Respectfully,
know.
Janet, you guys are all phenomenal fighters.
No, you
I
know,
say that with the utmost respect. It has nothing to do with your fight style. You're all excellent fighters.
yes, yes.
We make that clear. However, Crawford has now crossed into a whole nother level of what he can command now.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of those, unless one of them fights somebody like maybe one of them fights Benavidez and beats Benavidez out. They'd have to knock Benavidez out.
They have to, yeah, they have to move up in weight because Benavidez is at 175. But did you see Turkey did put out a tweet that night? It's like, I wonder if Benavidez can move down.
Ooh, that's too. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen.
160. Yeah, I was
A
like,
168, maybe,
maybe 168.
maybe a
Yeah, Benavidez is too
168.
big.
But you know what that fight's going to look like? It's going to look like Andre Ward versus Chad Dawson.
Yeah.
It's going to look like that. Go back and watch. Andre Ward made Chad Dawson come down to 168 for 172 and beat his ass.
Yeah.
I don't
From
think
175,
175, excuse
yeah.
me. I just don't think that Benavidez, and it's so disrespectful. He's made it clear, like it's hard for him to get small. He was a big boy when he was little. He ain't coming down. He want that Canelo fight, and I think he might get it this time.
That'd be buku bucks. Buku. I mean, I saw like on the Netflix on Twitter. I didn't know like Lizzo, shout out to Lizzo, looking bright and tight. They mic'd her up and she was sitting next to SZA and she's like, this is my first fight. So there were natural reactions. Yeah, you haven't seen, oh, it's so
I gotta watch
good.
that. That's cool.
It's so cute. And they're just watching it. And for her to see a fight live ever in her life, she's like, okay, I'm mic'd up, so we have to be careful what we say live on Netflix. And they were just like, oh. And then remember I said, oh, Crawford is grinning. That's when we know he's having fun. He said that she's like, oh my God, he's laughing. Like, what's happening? It's so funny. And these are just natural reactions of celebrities who've never experienced a fight. So I think having, even if put Lizzo back in and we put Canelo, oh my God, it would be the same thing. It's just like that's the fight that needs to happen. And the only person that can make that happen is Turkey Al-Sheikh.
Right.
But the powers that be, because Canelo still has 2 fights left on Riyadh season in 2026.
Yes, he
does. So
I'm not pocket watching, but I am nosy. And I would like to know if Terence has a deal like Canelo, where he has to fight a certain number of fights, or Or are they just doing work kind of
One-offs.
like on a fight, like on the Miguel Cotto type of thing, where, they do one fight here, one fight there? This might have to go down in history. Canelo, Cotto, and Pacquiao. I would probably say those are the three fighters who really have been able to, I mean, of this era, who
Uh,
really have been able to work with like every promoter and not really have too much drama. And they all still continue to want to work
yeah.
together. I think that's pretty dope. But don't think nobody don't want to work with Crawford. Police. Everybody wants
Police.
to work with police.
He's crossed the street. He said it. He needed the opportunity to show he can put buckle to ass, as he said. It was beat to ass, but now it was buckle
He's
to
the
ass.
buckle. We calling him the
Yeah.
buckle from now on. Terence the buckle Crawford.
I love it when buckle to ass. It's now I understand because I always learned belt to ass. I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I really like that, but buckle to ass is like Crawford's new thing. What a what
You
a
know,
statement.
what really kind of took me, it was very interesting to watch in real time. So obviously Crawford very emotional with the win, all these odds, adversities, just a new accolade, and the person he did it over. Incredible,
Mhm.
incredible win. It was like time froze. I was looking at the monitor, and we could see Red, and we could see Bo Mac and Esau and his whole team. And it was like they were frozen, like
Yeah.
in shock. Not in shock that their boy won, but like, I really want to know what goes through your mind at that moment as the team.
Yep.
Yo boy
Yeah.
that you've been with in the mud, they've been together the whole time, and to be in that moment, it's just, it's fascinating, it's crazy.
I
Wow.
know. I mean, if you guys don't know Red, we interviewed Coach Red months ago, and he describes how, like, I had to ask, like, how do you guys even know each other? And he predicted Terence Crawford will be three-division undisputed weight heavy world champion. So this was like months ago before the fight was actually even like in writing. Because we're like, so what can you tell us?
Mm-hmm.
You asked him that. I was like, okay, yes, please tell us. I think it was such a beautiful win. And when I watched it back, Bomac, I'm so curious. Bomac always be talking. I know that he's like, I told y'all. And he kept saying something to somebody in the ring. I don't know if it was their Canelo's team. I'm not sure, but I can't tell if Bomac was talking shit. But
I know, they were just so like, wow, it was just very moving to
yeah,
watch, but not like I
yeah,
wasn't feeling like that. I was just so intrigued, like, what are they thinking about? Because they were
yeah.
so quiet.
Hmm.
And the other thing, the other wowzer for me was shout out to Bill Haney, who we
Oh,
can
yeah.
never get on the show, telling the interview or whatever interview that was he was in, that it was Bill Haney who told him that was his fight. That was crazy. Have you seen this clip?
Is it with Najee?
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
it
it's with
is.
Najee, and he's saying it was Bill Haney who would
Yes.
tell me that was my fight. That was
Yeah.
my fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to Bill Haney. Shout
See,
out to
all
him.
the fun stuff that Bill Haney says, there is some truth to some like he predicted the future on that one. But that was a fight that no one ever thought would happen because at first we're like, oh, that's a little bit of a fantasy fight. And when we actually saw him and weigh in the same as Saul and on fight night, we don't Crawford said he didn't even know what he weighed going into fight night. He's like, I think I weighed 180. He doesn't know. But he's
Bill
like,
Stradamus.
right? What a fight. I mean, it's such a good fight, and I'm so happy to see
Mhm.
it. I mean, based on what Red told us last time, he would love to see him go fight. Is it Mel? Who's the one at 160 or one?
Mel,
Yeah, Mel.
Mel.
So
Yeah,
I
shit, he
don't,
beat
I
them both
not, I
at
on
the
the same
same time.
night at the same time. Respectfully, I mean,
Respectfully.
after Terrence's performance. He did. Did you look at Bud's face? It didn't even look like he was in a fight. I was like, it's
Other
like
than the
clean.
headbutt, he was
Yeah.
just like do. So then hell, he was in the gym playing basketball today. I saw that on his IG. I'm like, oh, in the freak of nature. And it's not like he fought a tomato can. He fought tomato. It was in the gym hooping today and beating ass apparently because all the dudes were sitting on the bench looking sad. Freak athlete, just a freakish athlete, man. His kids are gonna be like crazy athletes.
I mean, to have those genes, Jesus, good
Have
for
you ever
him.
seen the video of his little daughter? She was running in a track meet. Her shoe
Yes.
came off, put the shoe on, and still beat the people
Still,
ass.
yes, yes, yes. I'm like, how is this possible? Like,
Them good Crawford jeans, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
wow. I'm so happy for him. And imagine when you said the bias goggles on, I looked at the scorecards 116, 112, 115, 113, 115, 113. Imagine if he didn't win the last round. It would have been a draw. It would have been great because I bet
Wow.
on a draw because I love sprinkling on a draw, but man,
Wow.
that
Do you think Canelo wants a rematch?
I I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like based off what he said, I couldn't figure out his style unless he dissects the fight and somehow spies on Buds and figure out like his style. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think so.
Me neither.
I don't because Canelo can't go up to 175 because then what
Mm-mm.
better BF like Bivol is he had surgery, so he has to gain his muscle and his strength back.
Mm-hmm.
But it's too big. It's too big for him. So I think at this point, make the most money if you happen to win a belt. If you go down to 160 and beat, and I don't know about Janabek and all them, but like,
Mm-hmm.
or just do prize fighting, go fight Jake Paul and I don't know who else. Like,
That could be a possibility too, you know?
yeah, especially Jake Paul said he
Yeah.
sucked and
That'd be like the last fight, big money fight out the door.
yeah.
Hmm. I think you
I
wanted
don't even
something.
think, and imagine that will definitely not be a turkey fight
Nah. Nah, nah,
because
nah.
Turkey paid Saul to not fight Jake Paul in any of
Wow.
it. I'm curious to see where Saul goes from here, and I'm interested to see where Bud goes from here. If there is a rematch, that would still be money
Mm-hmm.
because Crawford fans, he has even more fans. Saul will always have his fans. So
Absolutely.
yeah, but I think, yeah. I scored it when I actually scored it and watched it. I had an 8-4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't see it close.
I watched it back, but I didn't score it, and I still think Bud won.
Mhm.
I thought it was a little closer than I thought because when I watched it live, I thought it was like 10-2. But then
Yeah.
when I watched it back, I'm like, okay, maybe not 10-2. Maybe that's doing a bit much. I probably will fall in the range of you.
Yeah.
In honor of you talking about Lizzo and SZA and them watching their first fight and being mic'd up and how much they enjoyed it. What was the first fight that you watched live that just was like, that is the best fight I ever saw? Do you know which fight it was?
Oh, live. That's a tough one because I think it was, I mean, live was probably in Vegas. Oh, it was, what's his face? Where it was the craziest fight. Sexy Sergio Martinez and Julio Cesar Chavez
Yes,
Jr. I was there for my birthday and I wasn't working in
I was
boxing
there too.
yet. And I'm like, oh my God. And we were there for Sergio Martinez because of Lou DiBella.
Sexy
And he gave us
Sergio.
the tickets and I was like, sexy Sergio. And I mean, I remember I was like, oh my God, he almost got knocked out. Like
That fight was crazy.
that was
I was
crazy.
at that fight too, and I wasn't media yet. And so I bought a ticket, and that's when I was sexy Jandra, and I was super fit and super. I was like off my P90X shit. Like I
Oh,
was like super small, super jacked. I was looking so fine. I can't even lie. I'm gonna dig them pictures out the archives so I
yes.
can motivate myself. But yeah, I had super long hair. I was super tan, and I was sitting up in this section with the people from Argentina. They was loving it. I mean, it was off the chain.
Uh,
So, and then I remember the way the Thomas and Mack Center sounded when Chavez Jr. knocked him down. I was like, oh, hell no, not
it
all the way. We went
echoes.
to 11th round or
Yes.
something.
I
That was
was,
crazy.
I mean, I was, because we're there for Sergio, and I was like, oh my God, he cannot get knocked out. Like, this is not possible. Like, this is not a good birthday gift right now.
No, not at all. Man, I have some good pictures. I have some good pictures from when he fought Canelo, and they
Yeah.
had that press conference at the Beverly Hills Hotel. And I told one of their promoters, I forgot who I told, I think it was somebody at Golden Boy. I'm like, y'all should have made a calendar because
Oh,
they were both looking hella fine at that press conference. I was like, wow, I could have me some little Ariel looking children. Canelo was looking fine too. So yeah, that was a fun fight. But the fight that really did it for me was Timothy. Shout out to Timothy Bradley, who called this fight
boom,
exactly the way it went when I
boom.
chatted with him. Tim Bradley versus Ruslan Provodnikov. There will never be another time in life
Oh,
that fight is going. It would have to be massive for a fight to get that out of my number one spot of the best fight I ever
wow.
watched
That
live. I
was
love that
like
fight.
bombs on bombs on bomb. My God, I remember watching it on TV. I was like, I
It
just,
was so freaking cold up in the Home Depot, Dignity Health, whatever the hell it's called now. And I was in auxiliary media. So I just had my laptop in like no table. You know how it is with the
yep.
chairs and whatnot. And it was so cold. I had my hands under my computer trying to keep my hands warm. And then, but once they got to thumping on each other, I wasn't cold anymore because it was
No.
going crazy.
That
And
is so good. Oh, I have to want my other one since you just said StubHub was Oscar Valdez versus Scott Quigg in the rain.
woo!
Actually that was my favorite because it was in the monsoon rain, and that's when Oscar Quigg. I mean, yeah, Oscar had his mouth shut. I've never seen anything like that. It looked like a
Oof.
movie. Like the rain, they're sliding, and people were like hiding up in thing. I brought me a plastic cute poncho on Amazon. I look cute in my Burberry boots, and I'm just standing there. People are like, I'm getting wet. I'm like, I love this.
Man, I miss that. Somebody do something, please.
Somebody like Golden Boy, because Top Rank, we don't know what's happening with Top Rank, but
Yeah,
somebody has to put a fight out there. Like
please.
it's just, it's the best. Every seat is the best seat in the house.
There's never
Uh,
a bad time there. I think about all the people, because you live in Vegas now, but you lived here before. All the people that we got to see there, from Wilder being super young to
hmm
Spence to
Oh,
Abner
Abner
Mares.
Mares.
There's just been so many good fights there.
I
So many
know.
good fights there. Man, I miss going to fights there very, very much. Very
Yeah.
much. I
I
miss
hope it
going to
comes
fights
back.
just here, period.
They're all in Florida or Rio. Some in
Okay.
Vegas if you're lucky, unless it's pay-per-view. Well,
Exactly.
unless Netflix. Shout out to Netflix and
Shout out
everyone
to
doing
our
business.
friends at Netflix.
And yes, and UFC. It was their first fight week. Interesting.
Interesting
And then
indeed.
Zuffa Boxing is here. So they'll I just saw UFC. Dana White said there'll be 16 to 18 Zuffa shows on
Wow.
Paramount, the Apex, the newly built Apex here. So yeah, that was
They're boxing shows?
Zuffa is boxing. Yeah, Zuffa Boxing. That's
They
the
haven't, who
one.
are they doing fights with? 60. That's a lot of
Remember,
fights.
it's like 16, 16, not 60, 16. So it's
Oh,
like their remember,
over
it's like
like a
their
year.
it's like their contender series.
Oh,
Remember, we're
interesting.
talking about that? And
Mm-hmm.
so they're gonna do like a very similar style of Dana White's The Contender, but for Zuffa Boxing.
Speaking of the contender, shout out to Brandon Adams. That was a good ass fight on the card too. They
He
were
won.
rumbling.
He won. He got the bonus. I didn't
That's
know
right.
that. Like, I guess maybe they announced it when they maybe in the post fight during his post fight, but we stayed in the arena. He
Mhm.
got that. I felt so bad for Sergey. It was a rematch, but man, Brandon out. And now I read that he's gonna be signing with TKO.
Good for
Like,
him.
yeah, to
Good
be
for
fighting
him.
under that. Yeah,
And keep your
big.
head up, Surrey Bocek. You know, you came up short this fight, but it was still a very entertaining fight. I want to see him fight again. So,
Yeah,
sometimes it's just not your time, and that's okay. He still fought a competitive fight, and I enjoyed it.
yeah.
That the main event, my two favorite fights on the card.
Yeah, no, mine was Lester Martinez and Billy, the one that
Oh,
ended in the
yeah.
draw.
That
That
was a good
was
fight
I
too.
rewatched that. I was like, I couldn't figure. Yeah, I was like, oh, this one went. Oh, this one went. And I've never seen so many uppercuts thrown in a fight, and I'm always about uppercuts.
Hmm.
Like these guys were throwing, and Lester Martinez also helped Crawford get prepared for Canelo. So if Martinez was throwing like that at Billy and trying to get Crawford,
Wow. Yeah, Crawford was getting some good uppercuts through there on Canelo. It was
oh
surprising.
yeah.
Splitting the guard. Man. So it makes me wonder, like, I'm not gonna obviously I ain't gonna let Bud hit me, shit. But what is he doing? Because I'm very much a fan of Canelo's head movement. I think he has excellent head movement. What was Crawford? Because Crawford was getting him, splitting the guard, coming up underneath. Boy, his timing is something crazy.
He did the slow-mos on when I was rewatching. He would throw straight and then real quick twerk it, and then just it was so fast. It was like within a blink of it, like an eye. I'm like, wait a minute, I couldn't even get the count because it was like a split second, and I'm like, God dang, Crawford was so fast, and just like even some of Canelo's face, he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
what the fuck? Where did that come from?
yeah.
I'm just happy that we got to be together for Fight Week.
Me too.
I'm sad we didn't get to do social content, because there was a lot of red tape for media.
Lots.
And we didn't want to get on we didn't want to get in trouble.
Naughty list.
The naughty list. We did what we could, but we did get a lot of good post fight, and we got on Netflix, Giandra. So they can never say we weren't there. Oh, yes, we were.
We were there. And there's proof.
So 41.4 million viewers on Netflix just for the fight. So the people had to see the press conference and the post fight. It's still circulating because it is in the algorithm of YouTube and Netflix.
Say that number again, 49 million?
No, 41.4 million viewers.
Okay, 41.4 million viewers. Let's assume that everyone has the cheapest Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do $7.99 times 41 or 0.000000.
Lots of commas.
Okay, I'm putting that number in there. If everyone had just the regular ass Netflix, okay, $330,786,000 for that one night. Because I'm sure there's people who bought Netflix who didn't have Netflix before. Yeah. Because I mean, you don't see anybody's crying about any illegal streams, do you?
Nope. And
because everybody got Netflix.
And what was so great when I saw on social media, there were people in New York, like different states, they would do a block party, have a blow up screen and have a party. That's how you do it. Exactly. I understand people were streaming other fights, but this is like a mega fight where this is where you throw a party. It's $7.99 just to watch it.
Now you actually got some money for food. Shit.
Yeah, and beer and whatnot. Now the live gate, it grossed $887. There you go. I'm like 88. So 40, basically like almost $48 million.
So we got one night
of a live gate. And imagine the merch. Okay, this is some of the merch. One of them.
Oh, I was supposed to wear mine like a dumbass. It's in the closet.
You can wear it for another one for our interview of when we do some,
menopause kicking my ass anyway. I wasn't gonna wear no sweatshirt in here.
But yeah, imagine the money that they made.
And just, I mean, wasn't nobody looking hungry either. Concessions, parking. Let's see, who were the and that's just that money.
Yeah.
That's not the money Turkey put into the event. That's not sponsors who were invested in the event. Event.
Remember
Canelo sponsors or Crawford sponsors separate and apart from that.
Remember when you asked me, when you're doing some social postings, you're like, who else is on the ring mat? When I actually watched it back, Jack in the Box, DoorDash, Aura Ring, that little ring. I'm like, oh my gosh. Jack in the Crack of all.
Jack in the Crack, baby.
Wow.
They said we got money to spend here.
Yeah, and they were on the ropes. They were on all four, like on the ropes. Aura was on the ropes. DoorDash was on the mat along with Riyadh Season and like the main sponsors. But I was like, damn.
It looked great. That arena was full, honey.
Beautiful.
Full.
Full.
Not no black cape underneath the chairs. It was full. Wow.
And we saw, because we were sitting way up on the perch, so we had a bird's eye view of everything.
Everything. But hey, like you said, at least we got to sit together because we're not influencers. So we didn't get to sit in the influencer section.
It's all right. I mean, it was fun. I had so much fun. We got fed, and I'm saying we got fed. I have never eaten so poorly and bad at a fight in one day, because when they feed us, like you have to eat. And I'm like, and they gave us snacks. Oh, girl, like my I
That's the UFC influence. I used to get invited to these UFC lunches, and UFC, if you would like to continue inviting me, I would love to come. They would send us to lunch at this place that's in Century City called Hanoki and the Bird. Like we would always do all these like intimate lunches with like Tyron Woodley and stuff. The funny part, I'm gonna try not to get off in the weeds. Anytime I would go to those, I don't think Tyron Woodley knew I was media, but he just knew I was a Black woman. He probably thought I was like the secretary or something. Every time he saw me, he would hug me. I was like, okay, what you find out? But so UFC. And then I covered something, I think it was Mayweather McGregor, maybe. And they had the press conference. Yeah, it had to be that. And the press conference was here. The food went crazy. Like it was crazy, like a wedding or something. Yeah, they like to spend money on food. That's for damn sure.
Man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If for nothing else, thank you.
You know what? That would be interesting. I did see that Conor McGregor, when I think of fights, a mega fight, like that would go bonkers. I hate to say it, Conor and Crawford as exhibition. He's
Who
the
would you
biggest
rather, Conor and
UFC.
Crawford, or would you rather Pacquiao and Crawford? He always wanted that Pacquiao fight. He might be too big now, though.
Nah, and Pacquiao's too small and he's too old, and he's supposed to be fighting Broly for an actual belt in his
Really?
actual division in December. That's what they're alluding to. Conor is not going to be running for president anymore. He withdrew his name from Ireland.
He'll land somewhere.
He always does. And it would be no matter who he fought, if he came out for an exhibition, if it's Canelo, if it's Jake Paul, if it's Crawford, it's gonna make big buku dollars. Like buku. And we're gonna be there for it.
Yeah, we gonna watch. You know, anybody who say they're not lying, stop lying.
We all gonna watch it
We're all
because we
gonna
want to
watch.
see. We want to see how Conor is. Like, did he get better at his striking and like whatever? Will he do that?
Here's a little trivia, okay, before we close out. Here's a little UFC trivia for those of you. I don't know. This is probably only going to be interesting to like really like ghetto people like myself. Ronda Rousey. We all know Ronda Rousey. So there is a bar here in LA, like in South LA, called The Cork. And it's like kind of like a hood bar, you know, but it's a fun hood bar. Like you don't feel like your life's in jeopardy. It's over there off of Adams. Back in the day, Ronda Rousey was a bartender at The Cork.
She was?
That's great. Ronda ain't scared of shit. She's like, look, I worked at The Cork. I'm good.
She lived in LA. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she lived in LA for, I think she is. She is. But yeah, that tickled me to death. I've known that for a while. But if you're in LA and you watch our show, and I know some of our audience is from South LA, when you find out that Ronda Rousey worked at The Cork, drop it in the comments so we can all kiki together.
That's cute. I didn't know that. That's a nice little there. That's a little interesting fun fact to know about her.
I met a fighter's brother. Won't tell y'all which one, but back in the day before I was in the media, I met a fighter's brother there, and we was hanging out for a little bit. But shout out to that guy. I'll tell you who it is offline. Nobody y'all know.
No, so funny. Oh, Jay, I'm so happy that we got to spend time together and we got to just catch up. And but like I said, even all the fun that we had, we got some real good work done. And if it wasn't for necessarily the channel that you guys don't get to see on the YouTube, you get to see on Netflix.
Or WWE.
Or WWE. And also the post-fight presser. I don't know if that was streaming on Netflix or Netflix, YouTube, or WWE, but we didn't stand up, but you'll see us, and we're the only two girls. Giandra asked a great question about the team. I asked the great question about his definition and like who he needed to prove. And she's in brown, I'm in hot pink. So yes.
And we were telling them, put the goddamn phones down in the front.
You'll hear Giandra, camera down.
I was channeling my inner Kelly Swanson. I was pretending I was Kelly. When I want people to put your cameras down, sit down. I love Kelly Swanson.
I love her too. All right, Jay. Well, real fast, some of the fights, if you guys didn't see, it went viral that Jake Paul is now fighting. Well, Tank is now going to be in Florida. What did I tell you in that text? I
Anything
go,
goes.
so no more Atlanta, no more hot Atlanta. I don't know nobody in Florida.
Me neither. Me neither. Do I know anybody?
I don't know.
No, not like for real. Well, I know one person, but that's like an acquaintance, you know?
Yeah.
And it's a WWE person. They ain't gonna go over there for that. So
You never know. They
no,
might. It's still a
no,
fight.
no, like a wrestler.
Oh. Oh,
they're
okay.
not going
Like
over there
you.
for that.
Okay. All right. Well, shout out to Snack. He was Crawford's thing. Or shout out to Uncle Victor. I hope you get. I'm praying for you. We are praying for you.
Buhay.
Yeah, mabuhay. Safe recovery. But Chandra, another one in the can. You guys, there's going to be another interview. It will be dropping very soon of Cecilia Brækhus, her final fight.
Go spam Kaylee Reese and tell her we want her to come back too. We love
Kaylee
Reese. She's probably off somewhere filming, but I would love to talk to her again.
I know, right? Oh my gosh.
I love her. She's so interesting and just so cool and so talented.
So cool. Like so fucking cool. She's had swag in her husband. Oh, both shit talkers. I love them both.
For sure. For sure.
All right, guys. Well, make sure if you haven't seen any of our stuff from Fight Week, check it out on our YouTube shorts, Instagram Reels, TikTok, Facebook.
Facebook's going crazy. Who knew?
Who knew? But we there too. And also Netflix, WWE. Look for our stuff. And if you guys, let us know in the comments. And
we have more followers on Facebook than we have on YouTube. And we just barely got the Facebook, but the algorithm game over there is totally simpler.
Yeah. No, we still trying to figure out the algorithm in the other ones, but
yeah, somewhere. But just watch them all.
Yeah, just like, share, subscribe. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Giandra, I can't wait for the next time we see each other via Zoom and also in person. Can't wait. All right, guys, tune in. I'm Cynthia Conte.
And I'm Giandra LaBeouf.
Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Best Women's Boxing Show, period. See you guys at the fights. Bye, guys.